Hello again from my front porch. It is a beautiful sunny day here in Iowa, and right now the sun is behind the clouds, so we'll see if it stays that way while I'm doing this episode, because otherwise it's the time of day where it can start coming in and blind me, so I should shut up and get going on the show. But this is my belated Father's Day show. And partly because my travel was such that I wasn't able to do this because I wasn't here. I was out on the road. In fact, this week I was in DC. Today's my first day back on the front porch. Yay! But I also, there was something that Ashley had sent that I wanted to make sure I got before I did this, and it arrived while I was gone, and so now is the first chance I get to do that. So what I discovered as I've gotten older with my own dad was it became increasingly a challenge of what do you do for Father's Day? Because it's not like he needs stuff to hang on the walls or knick-knack stuff to put on his desk or display things or whatever. And he doesn't need lots of junk stuff. He's really not into those kind of things anymore. It's like, man, what do you get? And what I've discovered is he actually just likes to have me visit, to just spend time with him, to talk and to listen to his stories as well, which I enjoy doing. That's not a chore. But as our lives go on, as we get older, it becomes more and more difficult for us to connect and get together. And so he genuinely seems to appreciate when I can make the effort to be there and spend that time with him. And as when I was younger, I began to clue into that with him. I thought, oh, well, this is interesting. Now I'm the dad who's older, and my kids are grown adults, and they're leading their own lives, and I'm starting to see that same thing. It's not so much the stuff, the things that they give me. It's more the connection, the bond that is there, and what's conveyed. And so with both my kids this year, they did things that really touched me. Now, Alex, of course, still lives here in the Des Moines area. And even though he lives here in Des Moines, we've hardly seen each other. The COVID was a real big factor in that. And because I've always joked that it was most convenient for me to go see Alex when I go eat at Central Standard, where he's bar manager, and then we get to spend time together. We talk and chat while I was there. But that was closed, and so I wasn't able to go do that. Wasn't able to see him. And there was other limitations obviously that were in place. Well, then the limitations kind of got lifted, and we felt like it was the right time. So he and his girlfriend Natasha, they made dinner, and I went over with Lisa, who went with me, and it was the first time that Lisa got to meet Alex and Natasha and Chance, their fur baby, and so we got to spend a lovely evening together. And Alex, he's become quite the little chef, because I heard him in the kitchen with Natasha, where I don't know what he did with the chicken that he made. They were talking about different seasonings and different preparation methods and all this kind of stuff. And I wasn't trying to eavesdrop too heavily, but I was really impressed by some of the things that I was hearing him talk about. And then I tell you, when he made it, it was delicious. It was really good. so kudos. That was fantastic. But again, what I appreciated was there wasn't like this big gift and here's this gift wrap thing. No, it was the time. It was that Alex and Natasha both, but that they invested that level of time into preparing something, a special dinner, just for that time frame, and that we were then able to spend that time just chatting and talking and reconnecting. It was good. I enjoyed it a lot, and that meant a great deal to me. So, and we even took a picture to commemorate, because of course, since it's the first time that Lisa got to meet Alex and Natasha, we have to document this moment. So we took a picture to make sure that we had that captured as well. So a good time was had by all. We enjoyed ourselves. Now, Ashley, of course, lives down in Florida. And it's a little difficult then for me to get to see her. I mean, it's generally difficult anyway, but certainly during the age of COVID, it was impossible. I mean, all of my work travel was grounded, and even though my official office for work is technically in Fort Lauderdale, that's where my work office actually is, even though I do all my work in my office here in my house. But on my business card, it says my official office is in Fort Lauderdale. I haven't been there since probably November. It's the last time I was there. And Actually, I had plans this month to be there, but those plans got scuttled because of the COVID stuff, and was kind of thinking maybe we could start doing that, but no. Florida is now an area that now we're not really interested in wanting to go there to do that thing. Plus, now Iowa is on the hit list for a whole bunch of other states of saying, well, you can't travel from Iowa unless you're going to self-quarantine for 2 weeks. And honestly, my opinion is that where you have these big, large states that would say a little state like Iowa is a bigger threat, a bigger danger zone than say a New York or a New Jersey or an Illinois or wherever. It's like, okay, no. The only reason that could even remotely be possible is if New York, New Jersey, Illinois, whatever, that they aren't testing accurately or completely, or that they're not reporting their numbers honestly. Because I don't care how you slice it. I simply cannot believe that Iowa is a bigger threat than New York. Come on, there's some spin going on there, but I digress. Anyway, Ashley, I cannot go down and just see her. She can't just come up and see me, and so she celebrated Father's Day with me a little more virtually. By she did send me some stuff, but it wasn't the stuff that she sent. It was the meaning behind the stuff, what the stuff conveys about our relationship and her staying, us remaining connected as much as we can, living half a continent apart from each other, and her, being married and living her own life down there as well. And so I wanted to share with you what she sent me. So first of all, she's been tracking. She sent me. You've seen the the guides about what would Jesus do, and what would this do, and what would these be, and all this kind of stuff. Well, so she sent me probably the definitive guide, other than what would Jesus do, the definitive guide, the intergalactic wisdom from the captain of the USS Enterprise. What would Captain Kirk do? So here we go. I got all these great ears. So things like never let a good thing slip through your fingers. Don't just be a leader, be a friend. Words to live by. Thank you, Captain Kirk. Now he didn't say all these things. These are things drawn from apparently his example. But still, so thank you. Ashley, of course, did this because she knows that I like Star Trek, the original series especially. I'm a big fan of Dr. McCoy's mostly, but of all the Star Treks, the original series remains my favorite. And she knows that I like goofy little tie-in things like that. And so that was great. Thank you, Ashley. But she sent me another book too. She sent me a thing of Mad Libs. Now, I don't normally do Mad Libs. Why would she send me a thing of Mad Libs? Well, because it was a Pokemon Mad Libs. Pokemon? Well, yeah, because I've been making such a big deal about now I've started playing Pokemon Go because Lisa's daughter Sophia, she was playing it one day, and now Lisa had already talked about it. I already knew that the two of them had been playing it for like 4 years. But Sophia was talking about it and doing stuff, and me wanting to bond with Sophia, wanting to build a bridge of connection. I said, "Oh, that's really cool. So tell me how it works." And so before we're done, Sophia convinced me to install it on my phone so that Sophia can show me, what you do and how it works. And so I did that, and boom! Now I am totally hooked. I'm totally playing the game myself. And Ashley knew that. Hence the Mad Libs. And hence her also including this. A Pokemon trainer hat. Apparently this is an official Pokemon trainer's hat. So and there is a group here in Des Moines that Lisa has connected me with that goes out on Wednesdays to do raid battles together. You go out and you battle these creatures that are high point values that are really tough for one individual to do battle with on them, but you can all gang up on that big strong thing, and you can defeat it. And so Lisa has invited me to be part of that group, and they're all wonderful. I'm enjoying that time with them. But I'm thinking maybe next time I should wear my Pokemon trainer's hat and see if they pick up on that. But so anyway, those are both gifts because Ashley is in tune with what's going on. And even though she didn't say it outright, I take that as meaning her approval for what's happening with Lisa and I as well. Now, I look forward to Lisa and Ashley getting a chance to meet. You'd think they could do it right now because Lisa is actually down in Florida visiting her mom. Unfortunately, where her mom lives is closer to where Ashley and Josh originally were in Port Richey in Florida, which is more down to the middle of the state, than they are now up in Gainesville, up towards Georgia, up at the top of the state. And so they're like 4 hours apart from where they are right now. And so even though now Lisa right now for a couple of weeks is in Florida, she's nowhere near Ashley, and so unfortunately they still can't cross paths. But that's okay because the first time that they do get a chance to meet, I probably should be there too. I'm just saying. But things like this let me know that Ashley approves of what Dad is doing, and that by extension she approves of Lisa too, and that's great. And it looks like the sun is starting to come up from behind the clouds because I can feel the sun heating up on me a bit. But this was the thing that I was waiting on. She had warned me that there was something coming in an envelope, just an envelope, and so I got this nice card, and it says, "Dad, the guy whose voice on the phone can make you feel like everything's going to be all right." And I gotta admit, I got teary-eyed when I read this card, and I'm gonna try to keep it straight. But just that first line, that one right there, is so with what we're talking about how it's so hard for her and I to connect in person now, and so virtual conversations, texting, talking on the phone, that's the only way we have to connect. And that first statement about on the phone, that really touches me. Keep it together, Paul. Keep it together. The guy whose wise words echo in your head whenever you need guidance. The guy who hugs you tight every time you see him. I do. The guy whose place in your heart grows bigger every year. And yes, it absolutely does for me too. You're all kinds of good guys wrapped up in one really great dad. I'm so grateful to be your father. Happy Father's Day. And yeah, that touched me. That touched me a great deal. But not to be outdone, it's not just how touching the comments are on the card. It's that she includes this little handmade little printed out piece of paper thingy inside, and I was like, what in the world is that? This is like the kind of stuff she used to make when she lived here, and she would just scribble something up in it. Like, what did she print this off a printer for? Where did this come from? And then I happened to notice on the back it says Pie 5 Pizza, and I'm like, what? And so I open it up, and here inside she has given me a $20 gift card virtually to Pie 5. Yet again, even though we were half a continent away, my daughter knows me really well, keeps tabs on what is important to Dad back here in Iowa. And so again, I appreciate that so much. And so here are my two grown adult kids. They are pursuing their own lives, and yet when we do take time to stop and focus on one another, it makes me feel so good, so wealthy emotionally that I have such great kids, and that I know that I have a connection with them both, and that those connections just seem to get better with each and every year. And I hope that my parents feel the same about me and my relationships with them. The relationships evolve and they change as we mature and evolve and change. But if it's built on something solid, then it's always there, and it's always productive, and it's always healthy. And that's what I try to be as a kid to my parents. and to my dad, especially since we're talking Father's Day. And I certainly hope that my kids continue to see me as a dad that they have a healthy relationship with as well. I know that I really enjoyed this Father's Day, not because of what I got, at least tangibly, but because of what I got in here, internally. And I love both my kids very much. Very, very much. I'm proud of them both. They mean the world to me. And this was potentially one of the best Father's Day ever. Now, what would make it even better is if next Father's Day, I'm actually able to see both of them in person. That would be awesome. Time will tell. With that, and with the sun baking down on me now and starting to make me really sweat, I will see you all next time from my front porch.